Flames, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be about current events. Cosmic check number 1. We're going to chat about to know thyself. And when you become into awareness or come into awareness of self, then everything around you just liken unto you. You will be aware of that too. They will be a part of your sight, okay? You will see them too. You will know them too. And everything around you that isn't a part of you, you will become conscious of them too, okay? That's what awakening means, okay? Study the funeral process here. Guys, everything here is like a billboard for us to learn. Study the book/movie they live, okay? So know them. Why do we need to know them? Well, so many times we fight, we are fighting, and we're joining the lizard people to fight against our own body parts, our own cells, okay, our own brethren and sisters. And we can't make it over into the higher realms of consciousness with that behavior. You don't think that the ancient ancestors nor the great mother dragon is going to let you in and you are downing and degrading your own sister and brothers over here. Remember, we are a part of the great one. We are her souls. And a few of us, got my hand raised up, we fell over billions of years ago, and we've been incarnated within cycle, from cycle to cycle, from incarnation to incarnation, from form to form. We've been incarnated because we haven't been passing whatever lesson it is that we must pass. My lessons might not be the same as your lessons. Study the school system here. Again, everything is set up as a teaching method. This is the school master. Earth is the so-called schoolmaster. But the surface of Earth is the dream world. Me talking to you, that's part of the illusion. Okay? It's all a part of our awakening journey. It's all a part of this dimension down here. Okay, remember, we are imprisoned in the ancestral plane. We just the lowest vibration, or the red aura is a reflection thereof. Okay, but remember, our part of our consciousness is dreaming, hallucinating, and we are under the impression that we are here on earth and we have families, and we are subjected, we are submissive to these IDs, these false IDs. Okay, you're a man, you're a woman, boy and girl. I'm a doctor, I'm a lawyer, I'm a basketball player, I'm a rapper. Honey, no, you're not. If you have a soul, you are a prisoner. You are incarcerated, okay? So, know them. We are warring against the body. That's called an autoimmune disease. Hence the reason I was suffering from so-called thyroid disease. Now, you know you can't disease. You know we can't get sick, because we are what? Condensation of water. We can't get sick. However, we can become imbalanced. The body can become diseased, sick, music, okay? Again, hence the reason for the fall. Mental disorder. Somehow we've allowed these certain psychological disorders and chaos to take control over our consciousness. Again, hence the reason we're in prison, to get that thing together. So know them so that you don't be fighting against yourself. Kanye again is going through persecution. You and myself are going through the same things, the same warfare. Again, we cannot enter into the higher realms of consciousness without great suffering, without pain, agony, tears, suffering. We know this. Again, know them. I know Kanye was a part of me. But remember, we are a part of the system. We are a part of the great being. We are the cells of a great being. You may be the B cells, the T cells, the killer T cells. I forgot all that. I learned that in medical school. But you know the cells, the hormones, the chemical messengers. Okay, and I may be the hormones. Whatever you are, we are all part of the body that has many members, yet there is one body. Hence the reason I'm encouraging you, do know them amongst you. Know the sun versus the snake. Now, I'm not going to break down all, well, we the snakes in the king, honey, you're a snake. Snake means you are cunning, you're deceptive, so on and so forth. Remember worms. So at any rate, I saw Kanye before I was initiated in this awakening journey. He was on one side of the fence and I was on the right side of the fence. He was on the left side. And I called out his name and he ran. He was with the Kardashians. I called them away from them, okay? Because it's time. It was time then to awaken. We must awaken so we can get cleaned up and purified. We can't enter back into the higher realms of consciousness unless we squeaky clean. Not a blot nor a blemish, okay? We must be clean. If you don't know how to get clean, then we'll do a video about that. But at any rate, I called him to me. And he was just blabbing and babbling. And he kept talking over me until I said, Kanye, they're gonna start killing indigo brothers. Or in layman's term, we say black. But please stop calling yourself black. To be black is to lack. And to be black is to be also white, which means death, or to be pale or death, ghost-like. So at any rate, he ceased from babbling because he realized, wow, this energy, this consciousness that's setting before me, or in layman's term, this female, this woman is a part of me. And when I woke up, I was like, why did I see that? And you indulging and being consumed with this old matrix, the illusion of the affairs of this life, I forgot all about it. Until I woke up. And I was like, this is the reason I'm seeing these people. You guys were showing me, hey, these are your tribal members. These are your tribal members. I've seen Denzel Washington. He's a part of us. You need to know them. Beyonce a part. I've been seeing these people since I was 26 years old. And I'm seeing all these people, and I'm seeing their lives, and I'm seeing what they're doing, and no one. Now I get it. With every piece of knowledge, there's a time for understanding. Remember, time is the classical element that brings about manifestation, change. Study all of the phases of childbirth, child development, food, plant development, so on and so forth, okay? So I'm learning, now I'm putting all of these pieces of puzzles back together. Some of you that watch this video, we are part of the same body. Remember, there's one body, one real solar system, and many planets, okay? People are planets. So one body, many members. Integumentary system, circulatory system, so on and so forth, cells, hormones, so on and so forth. So we're part of the same body. Why fight and war against your own body member? Why? Your own solar system member? Because we are still asleep, and we have adopted the behavior, the thought form of the low vibe lizard, so-called demon people, okay? So at any rate, Bryant, back in the day, I couldn't stand him. And the reason being is because I didn't like his mentality. He was arrogant and cocky. And for two, I just didn't like the way he treated his mother. And little did I know that his behavior toward his mother was a direct reflection of my behavior toward the great mother dragon. And again, as I was told, if you can see it in them, it's definitely inside of you, okay? And so be careful, And so at any rate, years later, before his death, I saw him on the television, and I wondered. I said, "Oh my God!" I said, "What is wrong with him? He looks like his countenance, his face had darkened, and I was like, wow, he looked like he's under a lot of stress." And I called my brother on the west. I said, "Did you see Kobe? This brother is stressed." He was like, "Yeah, he's trying to buy back some rights or something Kobe was trying to do." And I was like, "Oh, I wasn't aware of that." Because, I get into sports and get into following these people. But shortly after I made that comment about him, he died that January. I think he transitioned, because no such thing as death. And shortly after he transitioned, guess who I saw? Kobe Bryant. I've seen him 3 times on 3 different occasions. in the ancestral planes. And I was like, I woke up, I told my sister the first time I saw him, I was like, girl, guess who got a soul? Because now we be like, girls, once who got a soul, you have to know them. And I said, girl, Kobe Bryant. And we laughed. She said, see, that's why I'm learning to not put my mouth on people, because you never know who got a soul. So this brings me to my next experience. So again, you know, I've already shared that my family and I, my unit here, we're all gifted. We're all gifted. Everybody that came into my unit or so-called family were gifted. So my brother and I, again, the same brother, we was chopping it up about DMX, you know, and we was like, dang, did you hear what he said? And he was like, yeah, man. He was like, he's dropping jewels. He's dropping knowledge. And my brother said, you know they gonna kill him. I said, dang. I said, I know they are. So woo we chopped it up. And I'm telling you, about a year later, I called my brother. I said, guess what? Guess who said DMX? He was like, wow, I'm at work. I was gonna call you. I was like, we said that they were gonna kill him. So shortly after his transition, his transmutation, guess who came to visit me? DMX. And he entered into my room. And he was like, you smell this? And I was like, yeah. You know, it smelled like soil, it was a strong soil scent, as if he had been buried, you know. And so before he entered into the bathroom to be cleaned, you know, the ancient ancestors, there are maids. The great mother has maids, and they do all of the cleaning and dressing us and getting us prepared. So before he entered into the bathroom, he said, you know, they're about to kill more. And I woke up and I was like, wow, I saw Kanye. He and I know that they were about to start killing Indigo brothers, so-called black men. And then DMX says the same thing. Up pops on my phone, the Google News, this little boy from the Amigos was murdered. You with souls. Chaos is being allowed, or chaos is taking us out because we won't wake up. And also because we are fighting one against the other. All right, let me read you something. What is it called when your cells fight each other? This is called an immune response. Sometimes healthy cells and tissues are caught up in this response, resulting in autoimmune disease. Okay? Also, what is the fighting cells? The fighting cells are the leukocytes, if you will. They come and invade those damaged cells or foreign objects in the body. However, this role can reverse. It can turn on itself. Remember, cells are souls. We're all part of the same what? Solar system. However, we've been down here attacking one another. Do you get it? If not in simple words, nothing happens outside of the body. It's just a reflection of the inside, which is of the inner realms or the higher realms of consciousness, okay? So we got that out of the way. China. If we haven't discussed China yet, China is setting up police stations all across the U.S. and China. Hint, hint, martial law. I saw Russia take over, okay? They may take over, but I see China is moving in the forefront. I shared that with my homeboy, my road star, and he said, you know, I was sitting in church one Sunday. He said the pastor just started crying and said he dreamed. Man don't know he got a soul. He's sitting here mooching with this ID pastor now. But he said he said he was crying because he saw another country take over American soil. So whether or not you want to take heed to truth, that's totally up to you. My videos are for those with souls. Now I am aware that we are part of the same body. I will not fight against you. I will know you. And if I can, I will assist and help you, aid you in your awakening journey. We are graded on how well we help our brother, help our sister, help our other cell members, okay? Literally cells, okay? So in summary, Know those amongst you. Know yourself well enough. Vibrate high enough to know those around you so that we don't be fighting, commencing chaos, commencing these psychological disorders. That's all they're saying. When scientists, so-called these pseudosciences mention psychological disorders, they're just talking about the chaos within the body. Psychological, psyche, soul. Disorders is not balanced. Okay? So China martial law in the asteroids. Study the skull, so-called sky. They're already sitting there. The sister called me and shared with me that she saw about 50. I saw one asteroid. She said she saw about 50 ancestors up there, red lights beaming. You know, asteroids are the ancestors. And she said her ancient ancestor, you know, every last one of us have a spirit guide. They guide us, okay? But they're ancient ancestors. So he showed her where the hole in the sky from where the asteroid has already hit and landed in Earth. Something Goddess media, this so-called media, NASA isn't sharing. But that's okay, because it's your fault. I'm sorry. It's your duty and my duty to know within, because everything happens within. Nothing happens without. We know that without is the illusion, okay? So that about does it for this video. Remember those amongst you. We've talked about Kanye, Kobe. There's a few other so-called celebrities that are a part of us. I've been seeing them. I'm not the only one. Other people's been seeing them. We're not, please, let's lose these IDs. We're not celebrities and men and women and all this foolishness. Let's come out of the whore of Babylon. Come out of the matrix, for Christ's sake. We've studied about China, Russia, another country taking over, and we've studied about martial law, as well as the asteroids, okay? The asteroids. I've gotten accustomed to calling them AncestorRoids and asteroids, okay? So study. If you have anything to share, please, I've just mentioned how we are still responsible one for another to a certain extent. Meaning, if I see something in the ancestral planes and I withhold that information, wouldn't that not make me a traitor? Yeah, because I'm not helping, I'm hurting you. And likewise, if you see something and you're not sharing it with your fellow brothers and sisters, all right, you're going to get what's due to you. All right, guys, that about does it for this cosmic chat. Until next time, get and stay lit.